Hey, what's up, Investor Lab? I wanted to send you a video this week discussing one investment opportunity that probably a lot of you have thought about, maybe had questions about, just wondering what that actually looks like. I'm talking about Airbnbs today. So if you've ever had an interest in Airbnbs, wonder what the numbers look like, how the process works, this is something that I'm actively pursuing and working on. I've been talking to a lot of other agents and friends who are doing this and been gaining a lot of insight from them on some of the pros and cons of what it looks like to invest in a property, specifically to Airbnb it out, and what some of the returns can look like as a result of that. So I'm going to share a little bit of knowledge today, as well as numbers on a specific project that I am pursuing and hopefully getting under contract, maybe even today. One partner and I, who's actually in this video as well, are doing it together, and so I'll kind of explain what that piece of the process looks like. So first of all, what is the process of doing an Airbnb for a property? So an Airbnb can be done on any property. I have a friend who's doing it on a school bus. It could be a little bungalow in your backyard. It could be a duplex. It could be a condo, whatever. So the sky's the limit. The goal of an Airbnb obviously is to have something that's accessible for people as they're coming into town, whether it's a very short term, like 1-2 nights, or even something where you could do a long-term extended stay for a month, 2-3 months, and get a longer term, like midterm tenant in there. There's also another type of search like this called Furnished Finder. It's specifically made for traveling nurses. So that's a huge market as well, that for a fully furnished rental, most traveling nurses will end up paying about about 50% extra from what the standard rental rate is going to be, which over the course of a year can be another $10,000-$12,000 of income based on what market rates actually suggest, simply by adding some furniture to the property, which of course costs money, which we'll talk about in the video. So as far as the nuts and bolts, once you secure a property, you have to get it completely furnished. You need everything from appliances to silverware to couches and beds and whatever else, bedding, and then you get pictures done, you put it up on the Airbnb website. So once it's up there, people communicate with you and book certain nights, weekends, whatever, to come and stay at your place. I have heard many times that those who are doing it well, so getting the properties looking nice with nice pictures, have no problem renting them out. The ones that you see a ton of online are, someone with a crappy iPhone kind of getting a janky picture and everything's old and brown and just doesn't look nice. So the ones that actually look nice, look dialed, are doing quite well. So this is something that I'm diving into. I'm excited to see what it looks like, and I want to show you what the numbers look like for mine. So let's dive over here real quick. My wonderful assistant Derek's going to move the camera. So this is the property, and this is what we're offering. So again, it's not under contract yet. Hopefully coming today. List price is $300,000. We are offering $317,500. This is a duplex that has been flipped. So they have done a full reno job, everything from the siding, insulation, sheetrock, kitchen, bathroom, everything has been completely gutted and redone. The one issue with this property is it's not in necessarily the best location. It is fairly close to downtown, but it's not somewhere that it just has a lot of multifamilies and things around it, and so it may or may not have just great rental potential. But in order to kind of compensate for that, we put in the contract that we want the seller, who's also a contractor, to build a fence around the parking space. So that would just allow for some privacy. A nice big wood fence, I think, will kind of freshen the whole thing up, freshen the neighborhood up a little bit, and provide some security for Airbnb clients as they come into the property. The other thing is we want them to cover 2% in our closing costs. So we have lumped that into the purchase price. That's $6,350 based on the $317 purchase price. So we're doing $10,000 for the fence, $6,300. We came up with $317,500, which is going to keep a little more cash in pocket. 2% is the maximum that a seller is allowed to contribute towards buyer paid closing costs for a investment purchase. So we did that for the maximum. So the rest of the numbers is going to talk about the cash to close. So to buy an investment, you need 25% down, plus you need closing costs. Closing costs are going to be around 4%. There are extra fees when you're buying an investment property, but again, we're getting a $6,300 credit, which would go towards those closing costs. So total cash out of pocket, $81,204. Again, that is split between myself and a partner, so it'd be about $40,500 each. Probably need about $15,000 of furnishing. I've heard anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the size and the number of beds that you're going to get. And if you can get a good deal on beds is the big kicker. So I put in $15,000. Total out of pocket about $96,000. So just shy of $50,000 each, about 46, 48, 50, just shy of $50,000 each, whatever that looks like. 48,000. There it is. That's the number. $48,000 each out of pocket to own this Airbnb. So what do the financials look like on that? So 317 minus the 81, it's about a $220,000 mortgage to $240,000 mortgage. It comes out to be $1,579 a month, including principal and interest, plus about $350 a month in other expenses. So that would include water, sewer, garbage, electricity, and Wi-Fi for the property. So, and this is obviously going to flux a little bit. If we have high energy everything in it, high efficiency lights and all that, it's going to be a little bit lower on the Avista bill, the utilities bill. It also can obviously be more than that in the winter months. So, but put $350 as a good average. So income, the 1-bed, 1-bath is going to get about $95 a night, and the 3-bed, 1-bath, I've heard $200. I'm saying $150 just for really conservative numbers. Obviously, because it's a duplex, we have the opportunity for 30 nights per side. So that's a total of 60 nights available every month to bring in some money. So I said 10. That would mean 2/3 of the time it's sitting empty. Obviously not using a lot of utilities. There are going to be some set ones, but a lot lower utility charges as well. So your expenses could go down in that. But 10 times 95 a night is $950. 10 times 150 a night is $1,500. That's $2,400 a month income by Airbnb-ing the property out. Airbnb does charge fees, but they lump the fees on top of whatever you're asking. So they will kind of work with you to nail down an appropriate price. Based on other friends that I know that are doing this, these are on the very conservative side of what should be asked for a night. But again, I'd want to start off very conservative, get some reviews, and then start to slowly ease up the prices and raise them a little bit from there. So $2,400 a month. There's also a $50 plus cleaning fee that goes directly to the people that own the property. So Airbnb does not take a portion of that. I don't want to clean my properties, so that is a fee that I would not be counting as income if someone wanted to Airbnb a property, or even if 2-3 people together wanted to purchase an Airbnb. If one of the parties wanted to take care of the cleaning, they would certainly be entitled to that cleaning fee. So in this case, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to hire a cleaner for $50 a time. So this for me is just a wash, but put the numbers up there just for reference. So at $2,400 a month, that's just 10 nights each. That's going to be a $417 or $471 a month income after all the expenses are paid. Obviously, the potential in this is you could rent it out for 30 nights. That's very unlikely. If there was a month that was 20 or more, for a full 30 night rented out for both sides, it would be a $5,271 a month income. So obviously this is extraordinarily good as far as monthly rent. I've heard consistently most folks are getting 2 to 3 times what they would get if they were to rent out this property. So this property for a month, you'd probably rent out the 1-bed, 1 bath for about 800, and the 3 bed 1 bath for about 1,500. So you get maybe 2,300 bucks, which would theoretically mean 4,600 is more of a conservative number for about 20 nights. So again, we'll see how the numbers actually shake out, but this is basically how it would work with purchasing Airbnb, that you're gonna have your monthly rate, and you're gonna obviously get the profit on that. So one thing that I've heard of people doing that kind of helps reduce this risk is they will have a duplex. They will rent out one side of that duplex just to a standard long-term tenant or one of those 3-month traveling nurse tenants. Have that side set and secured, and then Airbnb out the other side. So in this case, you could certainly do that, charge around 1,500 bucks a month for the 3-bedroom 1 bath. That would cover most of the mortgage. And then you just be Airbnb-ing the 1 bed 1 bath. That's an option. This for me is definitely a test. It's something I'm wanting to try and see what the returns are gonna look like. Again, everyone I've talked to says it looks like it's a slam dunk. Everyone who's actually doing this has said that. So I'm just going to Airbnb the whole thing. So we'll see what the returns end up being, but that's basically in a nutshell what that looks like. So final thing, in a couple weeks here, I am planning on doing a get together with all of you who are interested in just getting together for a couple hours of talking through some of these things, making some new relationships happen, and potentially even forming some groups of people who are interested in the next steps of investing. So where do you get the money from? What are the good properties look like that you're wanting to go for? And how do we kind of actually begin on this investing journey? So anyway, hopefully this is a good primer for Airbnbs. If you have questions, as always, make sure to send me a message and we will chat soon.